Well, Chris came out, Sean came out, and my truck is still kicking my behind and not fixing itself. I'm trying. It's not dying anymore. So it not dying, I can't figure out why it died. So I've been checking everything under the sun and running it a ton. So anyway, but Chris was coming out. I asked him to bring his truck so we could go to Home Depot and get some lumber. And we met at the first Home Depot. Chris, how many boards did I sort through? About 100?
100 to get 6.
And we got 6 that were usable. And then we went to the other one and probably sorted through probably about 200, but got 40 of them. So we got plenty to at least build one full wall at least, and then probably most of the second wall. So we're gonna get these unloaded and kind of get the day started. See what happens. Long start to the day, back and forth to Home Depots and everything else. See how it goes. All right, so I didn't set up the time lapse unloading the truck, but basically we're gonna work on building the wall right here. So this wall is one of the bedroom walls with a closet built in there. So we're gonna work on that wall first. So we gotta get all this cleared up and moved and move the chop saw, and then we'll probably attempt to figure out the kitchen wall. The kitchen wall is gonna be complicated because I'm sinking the refrigerator into it and a closet into it, part of the pantry into it. That one, I may need a couple of days to think about that one. But we'll at least get started on this one. So we'll get everything moved and we'll get started. And Riley's in the house and Chris and Sean are here. So see what we can get done. Hey everybody, figured we'd let you know what we're doing. We were just taking measurements for measurements and measurements and Googling and measurements and more Googling and more measurements. And idea from this and that and from Sean and from Chris and from me and back and forth and drawing stuff all over the floors and everything else to come up with some sort of conclusion of what the next step was. Because this kitchen wall where all this duct tape is was going to get complicated, and I just wanted to make sure I finalized everything. And in the end, we changed around some of it, and I think it's all for a net positive. So, basically, we're standing in the kitchen. So give you kind of a walkthrough. We're coming into the kitchen here. We're going to have cabinets, countertops, cabinets up here, stove, and everything else. And then we're going to have the fridge here. Those are representing the double fridge doors. And then these were just going to be small cabinets, like narrow cabinets, uppers and lowers on each side. And then like a built-in shelving unit because that's a bedroom. This was going to be the closet for that bedroom. And then over here to the right was going to be the pantry, where there was this tiny... Want to shut that off? Sorry about that. Bear with me. Technical difficulties. Air compressors. Air compressors always come on at the inopportune times. So anyway, let's get back to this. So there was a small pantry here. I was widening it up a little bit by notching it into there for a little extra shelving on that side. So there'll be a door here for the pantry, and then this notches back for shelving, so on. This was going to be the closet for the bedroom. Now, the change of plans is I'm going to put a side-by-side washer and dryer here. I know a ton of people like the stackables. I don't particularly like them. I like old school, conventional side-by-sides. They're way less problematic, in my opinion. My opinion is worth nothing other than to myself. So I'm going to make this wide enough and deep enough for a side-by-side washing machine, which will have me move the wall back to where this board is rather than here. So this room's footprint from original will only change by 1 foot narrower. So instead of 10 feet, it'll be just about 9 feet wide. So I think that's fine. It's 13 feet wide, I think, something like that. So now when you come into the bedroom, you'll be coming into this door, and right here there'll be a 60-inch wide opening for washer dryer. Not sure if I'm going to do doors or like a roll-up blind or a barn door that has the hinges that hang from the top edge and slides across the face of the wall. Haven't narrowed that down yet, but I'm going to put up a wall here where this is. That'll make this deep enough right here for washing machine, dryer, all that type of stuff. And then I'll still have these storage units, but I'm going to move all this stuff back to here. So that's going to move the fridge out of the kitchen another foot. So it's going to make the kitchen seem a foot bigger. Not seem a foot bigger, it will be a foot bigger. And now this is the smallest bedroom in the house. So the closet in here is going to be downsized from this to 36 inches wide by 24 inches deep. I think that's totally fine. And with this all moving back to where this board is, the fridge is going to move back. This is going to move back. I'll be able to do a 24-inch deep closet, 24-inch base cabinet here with a countertop, with another cabinet, and that'll be where like Riley's dog toys go and leashes and stuff like that for the yard, right inside the back door. So I think this is all going to be quite the positive improvement. And we got that wall all built already and whatnot. I still need to build out for the closet that bumps in here. And that closet's going to be 4 feet by 2 feet. This one will be 3 feet by 2 feet, which will be fine, and whatnot. So yeah, so I think this whole new layout is going to be pretty good. There's a solid chance I'll be a single guy here my whole life. Who knows if I'll ever have somebody join me here. But the chances of having 3 people live here with me is pretty much slim to none. but I do have family in South Carolina, friends down in Texas and Florida and God knows where else. So if people are traveling through, I'll have 2 spare bedrooms, or at least 1 spare bedroom. So I think making this room a little bit smaller to not have the washing machine and dryer in the basement, and be able to have a side-by-side washing machine and dryer that I want and like, rather than a stackable. I know some people love them. I don't particularly like them. So we're going to move this wall from where I was initially planning the duct tape to there, and we're going to get back to it. I know this is a long intro, but some of you guys like the details, and those are the details. Let's stop building a wall. All right, so that was a lot of figuring and refiguring and all that jazz. Sorry for the long description on the last part. But we got the firewall back in there. That one is totally finalized. I just got to run some perimeter nails and a couple of blocks across the top to lock it in. But that should be staying right where it is. And closet door is all cut out and all that stuff, so I just got to build the closet in there. And then this wall, we did a lot of figuring to figure out where that closet was going and where the washing machine was going. So we're talking about, we're gonna move this wall back and the washing machine and dryer are gonna go in here. So we got that all figured out, and then the closet's going over in here. So we got that all figured out. So now, what we managed to do was, in a rush to get one wall up for the night, we got this all framed in with the header and blocked and all that stuff. We just framed in that wall. Yeah, we didn't frame in an opening. It's not the end of the world. It's totally fine to frame it in for the opening now. And honestly, had we done it, there probably would have been a mix-up, I bet. There's probably a reason why we forgot. So in the meantime, the wall's up, it's locked in position, I know where it's going, that's where it's staying. And now I can research doors, I can go to Home Depot tomorrow, take measurements of the width of the washing machines, dryers, and all that jazz, and get life-size measurements and confirm what I need and look at door sizes. So I'm gonna say that that was somehow protecting me, so I'll take that as a win. And Chris, thank you very much again.
No problem.
Sticking it out. It's already late. It's what'd you say it is, like 7:30?
7:30, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a long drawn out day of a lot of lumber sorting to find the lumber to be able to do this much. And I do still have some left over, maybe enough to do at least one closet, maybe some of the second closet, and we'll go from there. But this was a satisfying day nonetheless, and time with Chris and Sean, always a good time. And now I'm gonna go off and spend some time with Riley, entertain him for a bit, take him for a walk somewhere, and we'll call it a night. And let's see what happens tomorrow. Thanks for stopping in. You guys are great.